Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. We are in the middle of a self-care challenge, my friends, and today was to lessen the use of salt, whether it was literally sprinkling on table salt or checking your sodium content, which ideally should be below 1,500 milligrams. So tomorrow's self-care challenge is to get sleep. Whatever that looks like for you. They say ideally 8 hours, right? But it varies per person. There's a lot of factors. So for me, I've been struggling with this probably for a lifetime. But even the idea that I should get sleep has been tugging at me for a couple of years. So I went up into the search bar in Jules Blessed Vegan and put sleep. Like 10 videos came up from 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 14 months ago. Like, hello. Saying, Jules, you keep struggling with this topic. What's your point? You know what? The struggle's real, all right? And I'm still interested because at some point it's going to click on why I should do this. So there's a ton of more articles here. I'm going to go ahead and click on 10 top health benefits. Actually, my bad, but it's not the one I wanted. Sorry, I'm looking behind my tripod. That's interesting. Oh, okay, yeah. I was off one. All right, let's just go with Healthline. It's one of my favorites. It usually has a summary. Most often has a bottom line. And I'm a bottom line kind of girl. So let's talk about this again. So just tomorrow, you want to be intentional in trying to get enough sleep, you know? And for many, it says that when you want to lose weight and certainly want to get healthy or remove dis-ease, the number one thing is sleep because your body needs to recuperate, right? And by you, I mean me. I'm going to do this somehow. I'm going to do it. I think it comes down to trust, right? Just trusting that tomorrow's a new day and whatever you don't complete, you'll get done. And the thing is, I waste a ton of time. If I'm honest, I waste a lot of time. If I was more efficient, I'd have more time for sleep. But my objective is to call it at 10 o'clock. Whatever I'm doing, stop at 10 and ideally be asleep by 10:30. I love that idea. I'm putting it in the universe, sharing it with my JVV community. I know you guys can hold me accountable. Call it at 10, eyes shut by 10:30. Okay, so 10 reasons to get more sleep. Getting a good night's sleep is incredibly important for your health, and of course I'll include this in the description of the video. In fact, it's just as important as eating a balanced, nutritious diet and exercising. Isn't that everything? Nutritional diet, I should say, exercise, and sleep. Though sleep needs vary from person to person, most adults require between 7 and 9 hours of sleep per night. I'm glad they give the 7 option, because that'll be me. Yet, up to 35% of adults in the United States don't get enough sleep. Sleep deprivation can put your health and safety at risk, which is why it's essential that you prioritize and protect your sleep. Protect your sleep. Insist on it, right? On a daily basis. This article tells you 9 reasons why you need to get more sleep. That's interesting. It tells you 9 reasons why, but it's labeled 10 reasons. What's up with that, right? Oh, I feel ripped off already. Anyway, let's see. Number 1, it may help you maintain or lose weight. Numerous studies have associated short sleep, defined as fewer than 7 hours per night, with a greater risk of weight gain and a higher body mass index. In fact, in 2020, I appreciate that it's recent, analysis found that adults who slept fewer than 7 hours per night had a whopping 41% increased risk of developing obesity. Meanwhile, sleeping longer didn't increase the risk. Sleeping longer didn't increase the risk? Well, of course not. Why would it? I know they're probably going to argue that because you're asleep, you're not eating, but I'd like something more concrete than that. I've never been a night eater, praise God. I've never gotten up in the middle of the night to eat. Okay, the effect of sleep on weight gain is believed to be affected by numerous factors, including hormones and motivation to exercise. For instance, sleep deprivation increases levels of ghrelin and decreases levels of leptin. Ghrelin is a hormone that makes us feel hungry, while leptin makes us feel full. This may cause us to feel hungrier and overeat. I knew they were going to argue that, but I mean, that could certainly be during waking hours, right? This is supported by various studies that have shown that sleep deprived individuals have a bigger appetite and tend to eat more calories. See what I mean? What's more, to compensate for lack of energy, sleep deprivation may make you crave foods that are higher in sugar and fat due to their higher calorie content. To make matters worse, feeling tired after a night of too little sleep may leave you feeling unmotivated to hit the gym, go for a walk, or do whichever other physical activities you enjoy. So, prioritizing sleep may support healthy body weight. Summary: short sleep duration is associated with an increased rise of developing obesity and weight gain. Sleep deprivation may increase your appetite and cause you to eat more calories. In particular, you're more likely to eat foods high in sugar and fat. Now, for me, I already have my food planned and the calorie window. So I don't really see that varying. A desire to exercise or not exercise, again, that kind of comes down to discipline, but I can understand that I'm too tired or overwhelmed to exercise. I can get that. So I'm key for both of those. The thing is, it's because I'm always sleep deprived. I'm not a person who gets tired. Like, I don't suddenly hit a wall. Not really. Unfortunately for me, I become very much awake at like 10 o'clock at night. Like, I'm finally done with school. I'm done driving. I'm done taking care of the family. I'm done with dinner. I'm done with the animals. And all of a sudden, I want me time. And unless I stop myself, it's easily 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, So, did you just say rock? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, rock. I know, right? Okay, number 2. Can improve concentration and productivity. I like the idea of that. I am considered a very capable person, but to be even more so, I would love it. Sleep is important for various aspects of brain function, cognition, concentration, productivity, and performance are all negatively affected by sleep deprivation. A specific study on overworked physicians provides a good example. It found that the doctors with moderate, high, and very high sleep-related impairment were 54%, 96%, and 97% more likely to report clinically significant medical errors. And they even equate it to being drunk, like that of an alcoholic. On a similar note, getting enough sleep can improve academic performance in children, adolescents, and young adults. Finally, good sleep has been shown to improve problem-solving skills and enhance memory performance in both children and adults. I believe that. I've done many 24 hours. I've pulled, staying awake for 24 hours at a time. There's no doubt I slow down or I'm not as efficient or make mistakes at that point. Okay, summary. Good sleep can maximize problem-solving skills and enhance memory. In contrast, poor sleep has been shown to impair brain function and decision-making skills. Number 3, can maximize athletic performance. Sleep has been shown to enhance athletic performance. Numerous studies have shown that adequate sleep can enhance fine motor skills, reaction time, muscular power, muscular endurance, and problem-solving skills. What's more, lack of sleep may increase your risk of injury and lower your motivation to exercise. So, getting enough sleep may be just the thing you need to take your performance to the next level. Summary: getting enough sleep has been shown to improve many aspects of athletic and physical performance. May strengthen your heart. Something's getting me. Sorry, I'm like itching my face because something's getting me. Low sleep quality and duration may increase your risk of developing heart disease. One analysis of 19 studies found that sleeping fewer than 7 hours per day resulted in a 13% increased risk of death from heart disease. Another analysis found that compared with 7 hours of sleep, each 1 hour decrease in sleep was associated with a 6% increased risk of all-cause mortality and heart disease. What's more, short sleep appears to increase the risk of high blood pressure, especially in those with obstructive sleep apnea, a condition characterized by interrupted breathing during sleep. Praise God, I do not have that. No signs of heart disease either. And even when I was over 330 pounds, I didn't have either of those. But that was just God's grace. Now he's like, Jules, you're screwed with me. Like, I gave grace to you, and hello, putting on weight. Hi, messing up your kidneys. Like, that gift, pay the piper, girl. I'll take it back. No, Father, don't. I'm about to wake up, I promise. Aren't you awake most of the time? Okay, smarty pants. In fact, one study found that people who slept fewer than 5 hours per night had a 61% higher risk of developing high blood pressure than those who slept 7 hours. Interesting, excessive sleep in adults more than 9 hours. Hey, check this out. Excessive sleep in adults more than 9 hours was also shown to increase the risk of heart disease and high blood pressure. Who can believe, right? I mean, you would think if you're sleeping 9 hours or more, it's practically a form of intermittent fasting. Why, pray tell, would it turn on you? And yet, there it is. Summary, sleeping fewer than 7 hours per night is linked to an increased risk of heart disease and high blood pressure. And sleeping more than 9. Wow. Affects sugar metabolism and type 2 diabetes risk. Short sleep is associated with a greater risk of developing type 2 and insulin resistance, which is when your body cannot use the hormone insulin properly. In fact, an analysis of 36 studies and over 1 million participants, that's significant. 1 million participants, come on, found that very short sleep of fewer than 5 hours and short sleep of fewer than 6 hours increased the risk of developing type 2 diabetes by 48% and 18% respectively. And again, praise God, I've never had diabetes or type 2 diabetes. It's thought that sleep deprivation can cause physiological changes like decreased insulin sensitivity, increased inflammation, and hunger hormone changes, as well as behavioral changes like poor decision making and greater food intake, all of which increase diabetes risk. Plus, sleep deprivation is associated with a higher risk of developing obesity, heart disease, and metabolic syndrome. These factors also increase your risk of diabetes. In summary, many studies show a strong association between chronic sleep deprivation and risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Number 6, poor sleep is linked to depression. Mental health concerns such as depression are strongly linked to poor sleep quality and sleeping disorders. I should talk to my students about this. They're texting till after midnight. They're exhausted when they come to school, and they're depressed. One study in 2,672 participants, again a significant number, found that those with anxiety and depression were more likely to report poor sleep scores than those with without anxiety and depression. In other studies, people with sleeping disorders like insomnia or obstructive sleep apnea also report higher rates of depression than those without. If you have trouble with sleep and notice your mental health is worsened, it's important to speak with your healthcare professional. Summary: poor sleep patterns are likely linked to depression, particularly for those with sleeping disorders. Number 7, supports a healthy immune system. Yes, please. Lack of sleep has been shown to impair immune function. In one study, participants who slept fewer than 5 hours per night were 4.5 times more likely to develop a cold compared with those who slept 7 hours. Those who slept 5 to 6 hours were 4.24 times more likely. Some data also suggests that proper sleep may improve your body's antibody response to influenza vaccines. So interesting. Recently, and I appreciate again that this is a 2020 update. Recently, preliminary data showed that getting enough sleep before and after receiving a COVID-19 vaccination may improve vaccine efficacy. Still, more research is needed to better understand this possible connection. In summary, Getting at least 7 hours of sleep can improve your immune function and help fight the common cold. It may also improve COVID-19 vaccine efficacy, though more research is needed. Number 8, poor sleep is linked to increased inflammation. Ooh, that's what's causing so much disease and pain in people's bodies. Poor sleep can have a major effect on inflammation in the body. Sleep plays a key role in the regulation of our central nervous system. In particular, it's involved in the sleep response systems known as the sympathetic nervous system and the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal, which is the HPA axis. Sleep loss, especially from disturbed sleep, is known to activate inflammatory signaling pathways and lead to higher levels of undesirable markers of inflammation, like interleukin 6 and C-reactive protein. All of these are hyperlinks too. If you get into the article, you can click on anything for additional information. Another reason I appreciate Healthline so much. Over time, chronic inflammation can cause the development of many chronic conditions, including obesity, heart disease, certain types of cancer, Alzheimer's disease, depression, and type 2 diabetes. Summary: sleep disturbance is linked to higher levels of inflammation. Over time, this can increase your risk of developing chronic conditions like heart disease, depression, and Alzheimer's disease. Number 9, affects emotions and social interactions. Sleep loss reduces your ability to regulate emotions and interact socially. When we're tired, we have a harder time controlling emotional outbursts and our behaviors in front of others. Tiredness may also affect our ability to respond to humor and show empathy. Plus, those who are chronically sleep deprived are more likely to withdraw from social events and experience loneliness. Prioritizing sleep may be key to improve your relationship with others and help you become more social. Now, the argument would be, if I go to bed early, then I'm going to miss the party. If I, get too many hours of sleep, then I'm not going to, there's always a sense of missing out, more so than ever with the internet, right? People think they're all missing out on something. And yet this is arguing that quality sleep will actually give you more of a desire to socialize, and certainly that socializing will be of greater quality. If you deal with loneliness or emotional outbursts, don't be afraid to reach out to a friend, family member, or healthcare professional to get support. To learn more, visit this list of resources. It's a hyperlink. Summary: sleep deprivation may reduce your social skills and ability to process emotions. Lack of sleep can be dangerous. Not getting enough sleep can be dangerous for yourself and others. When we're tired, our ability to focus on tasks, reflexes, and reaction times decreases. Is true, like with driving and stuff. In fact, being severely sleep deprived is comparable to having consumed excess alcohol. I've heard that. Probably in the last 10 times I did this talk. Concerningly, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, reports that 1 in 25 people have fallen asleep at the wheel while driving. Those who slept fewer than 6 hours were most likely to fall asleep while driving. One 2018 study found that people who slept 6, 5, 4, or fewer than 4 hours had a risk of causing a car accident that was 1.3, 1.9, 2.9, and 15.1 times higher, respectively. That might be confusing, but it means for 6 hours, 1.3, 5 hours, 1.9, 4 hours, 2.9, and less than 4 hours, 15.1 times more likely. The study suggests that your risk a car accident increases significantly with each hour of loss of sleep. Further, the CDC reports that staying awake for more than 18 hours, which again, I've pulled all-nighters so many times, is comparable to having a blood alcohol content of 0.05. After 24 hours, this increases to a 1, which is higher than the California legal limit of 0.8. It's over the legal driving limit. In addition to increased risks associated with driving, lack of sleep may also increase the risk of workplace injury and errors. Straight up, right? Every time I get injured at school, it's for lack of sleep. All in all, getting proper sleep is important for everyone's safety. Summary: severe sleep deprivation increases your risk of getting in a car accident or being injured at work. It can greatly affect your ability to make critical decisions. Bottom line: along with nutrition and exercise, taking care of your sleep is one of the pillars of health. Lack of sleep is associated with many negative health effects, including increased risk of heart disease, depression, weight gain, inflammation, and sickness. Though individual needs vary, most research suggests that you should get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep per night for optimal health. Just like you prioritize your diet and physical activity, it's time to give sleep the attention it deserves. Dun 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 dun. So true. Just for today, for the next week, this could be our self-care challenge. Keep track of how many hours of sleep you get per night. If it's less than 7, try to go to bed 30 minutes earlier every day the following week. Gradually increase this until you're getting at least 7 hours per night. That's so prudent. Isn't that so prudent? All right, my friends, that is the story on that. And I know a lot of people who insist on getting their sleep. I know a lot of people who can't function unless they get enough sleep. And so they don't, it's not a matter of discipline for them. They can't not get sleep. For other people, it's discipline. That's my story. But I've seen some people like Lissa's Raw Food Romance. If you're not familiar, look her up on any platform, Lissa's Raw Food Romance. Certainly 101 Annie on Instagram. Even Tammy Raw. There's people who have total discipline and insist on getting their sleep. And yet, they're highly functioning and they absolutely provide content for the world, but they incorporate sleep. I'm praying about it, people. It's already 10:15. Can I be asleep in 15 minutes? That's a hard no, but the goal is for tomorrow. So I'm going to make my plan today to be successful tomorrow. All right, my friends, like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. And if you can relate it all to the need for sleep, where are you at? I'd love it in the comments. How many hours do you get? Be honest. And until we talk again, best of all, I'm going to pray for sleep. I'm praying for you and know that you're blessed.